So yeah, I think I'm gonna be getting back on camera for my mental health, and I kind of want to talk to you guys why I haven't been on camera for a while. You might have noticed that a lot of my videos have been mainly just featuring my hands and featuring the technology that I have been using, and it is vastly different than the content that I used to make on this channel. Anybody who personally knows me knows that these my channel has been around since, geez, 20. Technically, it has been 2008, but the amount of content that I have available goes back to probably 2011. And there is a reason I want to make this video because I kind of want to get some stuff off my chest. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I don't really even want to bother editing it because I've been dealing with honestly quite a bit lately, and there's just so much pressure, so much stress, so much personal shit, finance shit, so much that it is hard to turn this channel into something that I actually want it to be, which is, as silly as it says, people always try to turn their YouTube channels into a 9 to 5. I'm gonna tell you, bro, I don't think that's gonna happen right now. But I am just I've got a lot on my mind lately, and I want to get back on camera because of strictly just that it will make me a more confident person going forward, and it will get me into a spot where I can maybe even do more content. Like, if this channel is going to be a personality channel, I feel more or less that maybe I should be more visible on camera rather than, just showcasing the games. And yeah, I would say this year, this is going to be the first video where I'm actually on camera. I don't even think there's been a video last year that I was on camera. I don't remember. All I know is the content on my channel has dwindled a lot. First off, one of the things I do want to talk about is really both the state of my mental health, where I'm at right now, and what I'm doing to sort of recover and improve on that. But I have been in a very, very long rut when it comes to this struggle. Not only am I working 30, 40 hours a week at my job, but I have other obligations that I'm taking care of. And really, it just doesn't give me enough time to feel confident to even want to do recordings, because by the time I get back, I am just tired. I'm exhausted. I don't want to necessarily spend the time to do that. And I don't know why it's that way. Because it seems like there's partly some parts of perfection, and there's some parts of just me trying to make everything perfect, but at the same time I'm trying way too hard to turn it into putting too much on myself to get stuff done that physically or mentally I'm just not prepared for. And it's not like I have a budget to hire an editor or a budget to do, much right now. I mean, if you really want me to get really super vulnerable right now, I am in $20,000 in debt. Yeah. Now, a lot of it is more or less, some of it is credit card debt, that's consumer debt, and then the other part, actually all of it's technically credit card debt, but the other half of it is just from dumb shit, and then the other half, which is like 10,000, is from pretty much medical bills and dental shit that I couldn't afford at the time that I had went. So I fell into that whole trap, and of like, hey, I'm gonna give you 0% interest, give you 2-3 years to pay it off, blah 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 blah, and it's a lot. It really is. And then I'm thinking about, there's a lot of other things personally that I'm thinking about, like, that I'm not trying to go too deep into. But like the fact that I don't have really, outside of work and outside of, maybe a couple things that I do with family, I really don't hang out with anybody. I don't have a relationship. I don't really have much of these things. And there's a reason I'm saying this. I don't want to make it throw like a pity party, because I think one of the things I really want to preface is that really the idea is that in order for me to just stay sane and keep pushing forward, every time I have these sort of like perpetuating negative thoughts of like, oh man, I'm sitting here, man, I didn't get a video done today, man, I didn't get this shit done today, man, man, I'm fucking up, I'm fucking up. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with this YouTube channel. The more I do that, in order for me to just stay sane for a day, I have to like throw that aside and just really think about what I currently have right now. I at least have a place to live. I at least, I still live with family, even though fucking California, rent is absolutely crazy right now. I mean, like, not gonna give my location in this video, of course, but like, what, in California, especially in a particular area, what you're looking like $4,000 a month just just for the rent alone. And like, I live with family, I pay a portion of that. So I'm sitting here, I'm just like, all of this plus the fact that you are working and you got so many other things, it adds so many different, things to your stress. And talk about stress, lately, my anxiety, my panic attacks, and just the overall like feeling I get lately, I've been having sort of like these like almost heart palpitations, shortness of breath, and it doesn't really help because I also have allergies around this area and there's dust everywhere. And that's been a huge toll on me as well. I mean, just yesterday, at the time that I'm recording this, I legit had a freaking panic attack, thinking I was having a heart attack, or thinking I am like, losing my breath and needing to catch my breath and feeling like I'm just, like so many other things. And then not to mention, there's people that you like talking to, there's people that you look up to. And then you start thinking to yourself, do these people even actually care? Do these people actually like you for who you are? Is it one of those situations where like people actually do give a shit? I mean, from my understanding, the people that I am around do give a shit, but then there's this added stress of like, you're trying to be selfless and help other people out, and also trying to help yourself out. I've been going to the gym at least, once or twice a week right now. I mean, honestly, despite all the issues that's been going on, I've been trying to keep that consistent. I know 1 to 2 times a week is, not as much as, say, 3 or 4 or 5 times a week, but it's something. I'm pushing through it. I am trying to get myself back on a thing. Like, I'm not necessarily, quote-unquote, out of shape, but I'm not in shape either. I'm, like, I just, at this point in my life, I just did not have, I don't. Obviously, I'm skinny. I don't have a whole lot of, body fat or muscles. So when I'm looking at myself, I look at myself, and that gets into the other big thing that I want to talk to you guys as to why I haven't actually been on the camera for a while, is just because my tics. I don't know if many people actually know about this because I don't actually publicly talk about this, and you might not be able to notice this as much, but I have involuntary tics and neck spasms. There'll be times where I'm trying to stay focused, or I'm trying to look straight into a camera or look at myself, and depending if there's no neck support or head support, I am just constantly all over the place. I mean, I legit, there's times where I just feel awkward because being around some people, because of how, fidgety I get, and it's not fun, especially when you need to have certain, you know, medical issues you need to take care of, and then you're dealing with the medical phobia and the fear of that alone. The anxiety amplifies it even more. So it's one of the reasons why I haven't been on camera. But I know I'm going on a tangent. I know there's a lot of details that I'm definitely missing out on. I mean, there's just, I mentally am in such a messy spot right now in my mind, where my thoughts are constantly running with new ideas, with new concepts, with this and that and this and that, and everything is just attacking me at once, and I don't have enough discipline, or I don't want to say motivation or discipline, but enough focus to just say it's okay. It's okay that you're doing this the way that you're doing it. It's okay. I mean, I'm the thing about YouTube that nobody ever shares, yet everybody deals with, is the constant validation of comparing yourself to other content creators, to your audience. You're wondering, well, is this video going to be good? Is the audience gonna, if you put this video out, is the audience gonna like it? Is the audience gonna hate it? Is the audience gonna give a shit? Are they gonna make fun of you? Are they gonna fucking say, oh, your video is trash? Even if you know you're not supposed to do that, it's almost been programmed into us since we were young to always give a shit about what other people say, what other people think, how other people perceive us. And there'll be times where I'll be trying to sleep. I'll jolt myself awake. I'll have these sort of almost, I don't want to say night panics, but I almost feel like, something hits me, and I'm just like, I just wake up. Or I'll be thinking something. I'll be thinking of something that I did earlier that week, or how I handled a conversation with somebody, and I think to myself, that was a fucking stupid thing to say. That was a fucking stupid way of thinking. But all I'm really doing is just overthinking the process. I'm just overthinking it. I'm just like, I can't figure out how to just keep my mind quiet. So I am aware of meditation. I have tried to do that. I've been taking CBD gummies as sort of a way to just cope with some of it. I've been just mainly just trying to chill. Even with the gaming videos, there's a lot going on. And sometimes you just feel like you're just gonna, it's just gonna swallow you whole. And you're like, fuck. What if today is the last day? I don't want this video to get too depressing or too sappy, but those are some of the shit that content creators fucking deal with. Some of the times, when you're trying to do something to better yourself, improve your life, you got the force of your present self and your past self just constantly tugging you away. You know, you got all your past security, all your past fucking insecurities from like years ago. You know, everything that was ingrained to you. You got your present self, which is right now, where you're like, oh shit, you know. And then you got your quote unquote future self of where you want to be, or who you want to become in the next year. And your habits, you know, that are now in your present are like, you know, you don't really need to do this. You don't really need to do it. This isn't fun. And there are moments in content creation where I'm going to admit I don't enjoy much anymore. Like, my biggest thing is with editing. For the longest time, I'm in this process, and I'm still battling this back and forth, whether I'm a full-on content creator who is making content for myself, or am I, you know, a filmmaker, an artist who is making videos for either other people or just creating art. And, you know, the more I think of myself more of an artist than I do as a content creator. And don't get me wrong, there's work to both. But when you become a content creator and you become serious about making this your career, or your, you know, oh, I want to replace my job. Oh, this is the funnest job in the world. Comes a whole stack of chores and elements of it that are just not fun and enjoyable. I know I'm looking away a lot and my mind just wanders in so many different places, but that's exactly how I am. And to be honest with you, like, behind this room is a little bit of a chaotic mess right now. And the funny thing is the chaos of your environment also affects the chaos in your mind. I feel like both of those are like in tandem right now. But yeah, I'm getting through it. Yesterday, you know, I had this sort of a bit of this, like I said earlier, this panic attack, and it kind of put some things into perspective a little bit. Like, having these like little fearful moments aren't always a bad thing, but you don't also want to have too many of them to the point where they, you know, they debilitize you, or they just, you know, they shut you down. And I've had people that have been saying, hey, get back on camera, go just talk. Don't fucking worry about the editing. Don't worry fucking about the, you know, the view counters. Don't fucking worry about, you know, if the video is going to be a masterpiece or if it's going to attract attention, because that's another thing that really drives me crazy about YouTube right now. And I know I'm speaking this about YouTube, but this can be technically applied to anything in life. But we are right now at a point so high where there's a lot of content that's very low effort, that's obviously saturated. But when you're on YouTube, you're shown a huge spectacle bubble of all this content that is, you know, high stakes. And everyone's attention span is getting, I don't want to say lower, but it's getting very, very selective. That if you can't keep people's attention in like 5 seconds, or you feel the need, you have to add a crazy transition or a crazy cut to keep people engaged, like, that takes away the whole fun of doing YouTube. You see, I like no hate to all the gurus, right? No hate to all the people that are successfully making content and who are successfully helping people create content on their channels or anything like that. But there's this level to it where now it's got to this playing field where it's like, oh, if you need to be a YouTuber, you gotta look at all of this other crap that comes into the video. You gotta look at the thumbnail, you gotta look at the fucking analytics, you gotta look at the fucking view counters, you gotta look at the fucking attention rate, you gotta look at the fucking CTR rate, you gotta look at all of these things, and it doesn't help because, one, obviously not one size fits all, but you got you got all these other little elements that like almost the information is, I don't want to say misleading, but almost contradictory to each other. For example, contradictory. I'm trying to think of something kind of contradictory, but I can't think of one right now. But my whole point is that it's a point where you're now need to taking this more seriously than if we were doing this, say, like in 2016, 2015, 2014, and so below, which I feel like right now, if you're thrown all of this information at you at once, which all these YouTube gurus and all of these, YouTube help videos and, self-improvement courses, all of this stuff will give you a information overload. You'll get confused as to what's accurate. You'll feel like you have to do everything right, even though they tell you you don't have to, and you're free to make some mistakes. But they go, these are the steps, these are the defines. They're putting you in this little definite box that this is the only thing that's gonna work. That's at least how some of it comes off. At least how I see it. So you get trapped into making and doing all this, and with everything going on, that's why I stopped getting on camera. I stopped, actually taking the more, putting more effort into my videos, because I'm just thinking to myself, it's just so much to follow, and with all of my other personal shit going on, with me, maybe, I don't know, I mean, I'm not diagnosed with it, but I've always wondered if I've got some sort of, like, ADHD or some sort of, attention that is, attention that is, that is just so sporadic, because I'll see myself, doing one thing, and next thing you know, I'm doing something else. 5 minutes later, I'm like, how did I end up here? And yeah, but there's a lot. I have to get settled out. I mean, I'm gonna be trying to make more effort to get to the gym. I have to also schedule a doctor's visit, get a full physical, see if there's any other underlying issues with just my my chest. But I want to get out of California too. I don't even know if it's just California. I don't know what I want. I'm 31 and I feel like I'm confused, or there's just so many options. That's, I think, the thing. It's not that I don't know what I want, like, because I have talked with people, I've talked with mentors and coaches who've had me do personality test and had me have certain different things, so I kind of have that idea that is a direction that I want to pursue. I just don't know exactly I just don't know exactly how I'm going to how to perceive it or do it. That's generally what it is right now. There's just so many options. You got your choice, and then you got all these little things that are sort of distracting you along the way, making it harder and pushing. And my phone or my watch just keeps going off because some sort of a game that I'm playing the guy decided to just to attack me. It's just so convenient timing. But yeah, this video is going on 25 minutes. I know this has been a very big ramble video. I didn't want this to be at long, but I just felt like I needed to get something out. Something that's just more personality driven and more, down to earth rather than simple gaming videos. I mean, couple of my current plans and ideas is to do a lot of stuff going on with Phase Infinity, and you know, really sitting down and just, I don't want to say plan out it all, but just really get into the flow. But yeah, my name is Double Pulse. If this is your first video, or if you come from my Steam Deck videos to watch this, you guys are probably a little bit confused. But definitely, I have a whole list of videos from over the years. I've got like 300 plus videos of vlogs. I've got content. I've got narrative-driven stuff. I got Grand Theft Auto Online series that it's like a narrative-driven story. I got a lot, but I really just wanted to make this video more or less as a way to get back on camera, to get the excuse out. Just say, you know what, stop wasting time, stop procrastinating on it, because that's another issue, and just post it. So I don't think there's going to be any editing on this. So if you guys sat through this 26-minute video, let me see if there's a keyword I can get. Here's a keyword to put in the comments. It's a pretty easy one, because it's also one of the shoutouts I'm going to be giving to. But Vade Ultra. Vade Ultra will be the keyword. So if you made it this far into the video and you watched the whole thing, comment Vade Ultra. That is VADE Ultra, Ultra. And that's where I was going to actually start the shoutouts. I wanted to give a huge massive shout out to Phase Infinity, Dope Rock, Jay Zodiac. They're doing their own thing on the Phase Infinity channel, the Infinity Media. Vade Ultra's got a new single, Never Die. I did the music video for that, or the lyric video. There's a video for Synergy coming out on Wednesday, or it should be out by the time I post this. Because I don't know if I'm just going to post it right away, but it's coming Wednesday if this is posted tonight or on Tuesday. And yeah, shout out to Afromac TV. I'm with him over on Infinity Gaming. We're doing sort of once in a while, we do these news discussions. We want to get back into the flow of it. We are scheduled to do them on Thursdays and Tuesdays. Thursdays is our main days. Tuesdays are more days for just, shorter stories, while Thursdays are more discussion days, and we just talk about gaming shit, whatever suits our fancies. But we both have busy schedules right now. That's why we haven't been, too consistent as of lately. Hope you guys understand. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this kind of video and you want me to do updates, or just want me to talk about random shit, definitely leave a comment below. I am Double Pulse. I am signing out. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Goodbye.